Emmanuel, God with us. I'm trying very hard to outsmart the birds and grow some emmer wheat for bread. So I'm going to start it in these containers and then put it in the yard. I didn't show you me spreading the seeds out in this tray because this is not a tried and true method. So I'm just going to poke it in there, because when you plant wheat in the ground, you just throw it around and then rake it into the soil. So it's not a very specific process. You can plant it every 2 inches, but this emmer wheat from Ethiopia is very old wheat, and they said 1 inch, they said a 1/2 inch depth and 1 inch seed spacing. Well, 1 inch seed spacing is basically nothing. You know, that's just right next to each other. I normally plant a soft desert wheat, and that wheat I plant 2 inches apart, and the plants actually get 2 inches big. Maybe this wheat is so delicious you have to plant a lot because the critters are going to come and eat some of it even after you plant it. We'll see. But I figure if I plant it at this 1/4 of an inch, when it's all said and done with the battle of the birds and the battle of whatever else I will have to battle for my food, I'll have something to eat. Okay, so I'm just punching these down because they said you could plant it down a 1/2 inch. And when I put them in the ground, they will get that 1/2 inch. I've also planted wheat before in a container, and it grew, it was blue outward wheat. Oh, I forgot, I don't even have any wheat in that one. These are hard cells to use because you see how I've crunched them up. Because I use them for sweet peas, and when you use them for sweet peas, it really changes the conundrum. So there we go with that. Ha ha ha. It is done. So just because it's me, in addition to my wheat, which you see, which is emmer wheat, and they show it blacker than mine. Theirs looks a little different from mine. Mine looks like it might be something different. Let me see if I see anything black in there. Maybe the picture was just a little off. But in any event, it's wheat, so I'm happy. And it looks like emmer wheat. In the middle of all these, I'm going to poke a pea. Because in nature, wheat and peas do very good together. I mean, extremely good. Be like if you did a cover crop. And I think for some people, wheat and peas are a cover crop. These are sugar magnolia peas, so I'll be able to go out in the garden and eat them while I'm waiting on the wheat. And that sounds pretty exciting to me. So I'll just carry on here. Or maybe you guys want to just see how I do this. It's not a big deal. The pea seeds are modern sugar magnolia seeds. The wheat is an old-fashioned garden thug. This is Ethiopian wheat. Ethiopia is right next to Egypt in Africa. So this is some old-fashioned thug level Tutankhamun wheat. It will, I'm sure, be able to find a way to grow. That's why I gave it a try. I used Sonora Desert wheat, and that wheat does good for me, but it's a short wheat. And it's also a wheat that likes spring in my area. And I wanted a winter wheat. This Emmer wheat is said to be a winter wheat. And I thought this Ethiopian wheat, because Ethiopia and Southern California have a lot of similarities, and Ethiopia is a place where plants have to be drought tolerant. I didn't know Ethiopia got to be 30 degrees though, because they say this wheat likes 30 degrees, which means Ethiopia gets pretty cold. Nobody in Ethiopia ever alluded to any kind of 30-degree weather, so I don't really know if I trust that. I don't have to get them all with a pea, but the pea will help the wheat to get to its full height in my tough garden, and the wheat will hide the tender pea from the critters in my garden. So, did I get everybody? I think it's close enough for government work. Stick a few wheat in there. Why not? Why not? I'll stick a few wheat in there. Okay. So, and then I have some sweet peas here. Oh, these are Snack Heroes. And these are flowers that I need to put some water on, because they won't grow without water. So I'll go back and find my other food peas, and I will add, I think there might be food peas in here too, because that's Old Spice, Painted Lady, and Hero. So yeah, I think I'll top these two with wheat as well. So, because I want to have a good crop of wheat. And it's easy enough, you know. Anything that you can plant a ½ inch apart, you could basically plant it anywhere. This is going to have to compete with lettuces and such. The lettuces will be finished before the wheat is tall enough. You have to know what you're growing. Yeah. These containers are a lot easier to plant wheat seeds in than the little ones that I started with. I don't always have the best plans. I've been looking for new kinds of wheat, and that might have a chance to grow in my harsh winter short day. And this one popped up as an opportunity, and so I figured I need to go for that while I can. I'm not gonna save some, because any I save I'll probably eat. You know, when you buy seed like wheat and barley, you can just eat them. You don't have to consider it wasted seed or throw it out because it won't grow. You can still eat it. And you can eat wheat greens too. So like when wheat first grows, if you have too much for the space that you're growing in, it's not a problem. You can put some wheat in here. So there it is. God bless you. Okay, so I'm going to show you me covering this one because it's easier. I just grab some of my grow mulch and plop it on top of everything. You don't have to be precise with these old vegetables. These old foods, they've been around. There were times where they were out of fashion, and they managed to survive. And so, if the conditions are anywhere that they could successfully give food, they will give the portion that they give. So, I try to stick with tough vegetables and grains. And try to grow things that got issues. And I plant extra seeds of different types of stuff because I'm not growing anything tender. If it's tender, I try it maybe once or twice because, there's human error. And some things that I grow well now, when I first started growing, I thought they were problem children, and it was really my lack of knowledge. So I'll try something many times. Like wheat is challenging for me, not because it's a hard crop, but because the birds eat it. So I have to plant enough to share. And you're like, how can you do that? Well, I got peas in here. Birds will eat some peas. I grow mustards and I let them go to seed. The birds eat those seeds. You gotta not be a selfish gardener if you want to be a healthy person. All these animals, they serve a purpose to have a healthy garden. My garden is balanced because of these birds and the squirrels and stuff. The garden is balanced. If it weren't for them, my garden would be overridden with snails and slugs and all manner of creatures. God knows what these little animals are eating. There you go.